Okay, hi everyone. So this would be part 2 of the 3 videos for 5.2, your linear equations with fractions. So moving on, we are going to continue from practice now 2. In the previous video, we ended off with 1a. So for this one, we are going to continue with 1b. Okay, so for 1b, we have this fraction over here. So 3z minus 1 over 2 whole thing and wait, and then we have equals to z minus 4 whole thing over 3. Right. Okay, so with this, right, now, like what we did earlier, all right, because we have two whole fractions over here, so the only thing that we can do is to get rid of the denominators, right? So on the left hand side, how do I get rid of the 2? I will need to multiply by 2. So if I multiply on the left, I need to multiply on the right. Now on the same is similarly, for the right hand side, I need to get rid of the 3 denominator. So I need to multiply by 3 on the right. And because of that, I also need to multiply by 3 on the left. So because of that, right, you can see that 2 and 2 will cancel. 3 and 3 will cancel. Okay. And so the overall effect is as if the denominator 3 goes to the left, then the denominator 2 goes to the right. Okay, so this is the full story, right? But we're not going to write this every time because it will look very cumbersome and there's a lot of thinking process. So the shortcut to this is what we are going to call the cross multiplication. So over here, I'm going to introduce you to this thing called cross multiplication, where we only use it for the equal sign. And we use this to get rid of denominators. So when we cross multiply, we go from the 2 and we multiply to the opposite top. We go from the 3 at the bottom, we multiply to the opposite numerator at the top. So what are we going to have is we're going to have this thing 3 times of 3z minus 1 equals to 2 times of z minus 4. Okay, so with this one over here, let's expand and see. So 3 times this, 3 times that, 2 times this, 2 times that. So we are going to do the same for the rest of the working. So it is back to what we've already done so far, right? So from a fraction, I'll go to make it non-fraction, and over here we can solve peacefully. So on the right hand side, I will remove my 2z, so I will need to minus 2z on the right, minus 2z on the left, right? So we have our 7z minus 3 is equals to negative 8. The 2z's will cancel. So on the left hand side, I need to get rid of the minus 3. To reverse, I need to plus 3 on both sides. So on the left, I have 7z left, and then negative 8 plus 3 will be equals to negative 5, right? Then divide by 7, divide by 7. So over here, z will be equals to negative 5 over 7. Okay, so one more time, the rest is actually the same as what we did previously. It's just that at the first step, when we have two singular fractions, we can do a cross multiplication. Okay, so you notice the arrows are, so the motion will go upwards. Okay. Okay, so for practice now 3, we're going to look at two of these things over here. Okay, so for practice now 3, the first one is 8 over 2x minus 3 equals to 4. And we're going to use this idea of cross multiplication, right, to do to remove our denominator. But if you notice, right, this is 8 over something equals to 4. So what we can do is we can multiply the denominator just over to the other side. So we can just do this one-sided, cross multiplication. We can just throw to the other side. So over here we have something like 8 equals to 4 times of 2x minus 3. So we expand, we get 4 times this, 4 times that. So okay, so we need to swap positions. Okay, it would be good to swap positions like this. Alright, and let me remove the 12. So the reverse of a minus 12 will be plus 12. So we do on the left, do on the right. So this will be 8x equals to 20, and divide by 8 on both sides. So we have x is equals to 20 over 8 will give me 5 over 2. Okay, so very easy. So it is something like cross multiplication, alright, but we can do it just for one side. It doesn't have to always be two sides. And with this, we can continue on to look at part B over here, where we have y minus 3 over y minus y plus 4, right, equals to 3 over 2. Now we have two fractions on both sides, and we need to remove both the denominators on both sides. So we'll just do the cross multiplication for both denominator. So from the left bottom, multiply upwards, from the right bottom, multiply upwards. So we'll see something like this. So 2 times of this is equals to 3 times of that. Okay, so let's expand. So 2 times this, 2 times that, 3 times this, 3 times that. And because of this, right, let us do some reshuffling. So on the left, the minus 6, let's reverse this, plus 6 on both sides, and we are adding to the like term, right? So when you do this, make sure that you're doing correctly to the like term. So this will be 2y equals to 3y plus 18. So then we can minus 3y on the right and balance on the left. So we have something like negative 1y equals to 18. So y is going to be equals to negative 18. Alright, so actually the rest of this one is the same as what we did so far. Okay, the rest is exactly the same. It's just that the first thing on top, the first line over there, how do we get rid of the denominator? We just need to multiply, cross multiply the denominators out. Okay, so this ends the second video, and stay tuned for the third video for linear equations with fractions.